All right, we're on now. Um, sorry? No, the people who are in the other section are zooming in today. Yeah, no, it's the first time I've done this. Like, but I'll be doing it with your group next week, though. Okay. Okay. Let me. Okay, I need to look at that. You said the Quizlet's kind of messy. Something's wrong, right? Is that what you're saying, Alice? The Quizlet didn't look right. I think I know what you're talking about now. Let me look at it and see. Yeah, it is. I'm sorry. Now I see what you're saying. Because we're learning the past participles of those verbs. And so there really is no English on the quiz. I'd like for you to know what the words mean, of course. Like the first one I see is trinken. Right? But we're going to learn like how to say I have. What would be how we say it in English? I have something. A Coca-Cola. What would you say? I have drunk, right? Is that right? What about see? I have. Anyone, just say it. You know, this is all English now. I have seen, and eat becomes I have eaten, right? And when I give becomes I have given. But then weird ones like I read, I have. Yeah, say it again. I'm losing everyone's. I appreciate read. What's the difference in spelling between read and read? People learning English must just be. It's that and like lead and lead and but lead has a different meaning. Lead. Oh my God. Yes. You're going to be writing the that begins with the GE. This the back of like trinken. I'll say trinken. You write down getrunken. Yeah, yes. Yes. Well, no. Not where the picture is. Yes, right.
It's literally the same thing. You just change it one letter.
Usually, yeah. Two at the most, probably.
But you just said we did waschen.
I'll say waschen. You're going to write down what? Gewaschen. Getrunken. Yeah, and it's really not that hard. Would you get the lights for me? But I'd like for us to know what, and hopefully the picture will help, what the verb means. Hopefully we already know what trinken means and waschen means, things like that. Let's go. Not tonight, just to go to the vocab. Let's go through these real quick. Let me start over again. All right. So some of these really make sense. Essen. What's Essen mean? Anyone tell me? Eat. Thank you. That's like with cookies and cake. It's very important. So gegessen. So it's like eat. I have eaten, right? Now, finden. What does it mean? Look at it. To find. But the past participle, gefunden. Good. So that would be like what? I have found. See, in English it changes. The I becomes OU all of a sudden. And in German it goes to a U. So not that weird. Geben? No, that's a good guess though. Yeah, thank you. Geben is like Gastgeber. Geben is to give. But what's the past participle? Just take it. Gegeben. And in English, give becomes I have given. So that en there also in English. This is a weird one. It's almost like read to read. Heißen becomes geheißen. Just adds an en. Helfen changes. They're all going to begin with GE, I think, right? Helfen becomes geholfen. So I help, I have what? Helped, right? Lesen. Gelesen. Like essen, gegessen, lesen. To read, right? And so this is what I just used a minute ago, but what would that be? I read, I have read. Yeah. Nehmen. Genommen. This is the biggest one that changes. I mean, this has the most change. There's an E and an H and only one M in the original verb to take. That's what it means. And now at GE, it adds an O, adds an M, and drops out the H that was in the original word. So say nehmen, genommen. Schlafen, geschlafen. I have slept. Schreiben, and I'm going to tell you a trick here. If the verb has this EI combination in it, like schreiben, in the past participle, it's going to change places. It's going to be IE 99% of the time. Actually, I can't think of an exception, but I'm leaving the possibility open. But schreiben becomes geschrieben. Geschrieben. The verb to scream is schreien, but the past participle is geschrien. All right, but schreiben, geschrieben. What would that be in English? I write, I have written. Sprechen. Gesprochen. Now that sounds like English. We say I speak, I have spoken. And look at English or the German here. Sprechen, like speak, and then gesprochen. Tragen, to wear. Getragen. I have worn, right? Worn is the word. Treffen, to meet. Getroffen, right? That changes the vowel. Trinken, this works like English a little bit. Trinken. Getrunken, that's what we saw before. So drink, I have drunk. Waschen. Gewaschen. Yeah, we hear that a lot now, right? Die Hände gewaschen, right? Good. And that's it. There's 14 words. Okay? Was that a positive sound? I wasn't quite sure. It was indistinguishable from all other sounds. Okay. What's that? We got 2 people on here. Good for them. Thank God. Lydia, of course, she's there enthusiastically. Hello, Lydia. I'm not making fun of you, Lydia. We could use a little bit of your enthusiasm. A little bit could wear off on us, maybe. Okay. Let me pull this up here. I'm gonna start a new doc, which I'll share with you guys when we're done. I can't tell who, unless they make a comment. I can't see who's on. It's just a live stream. I don't know if there's any way for me to know. Let's say 28th. Nothing. You're going to watch up here, and I'm going to share this with you when we get done. Okay, let me share it with them too. Chrome tab. There we go. Now they can see it. Okay. Now we have in English up till now, or sorry, in German up till now, we've only talked about present tense really, and now we're going to add this form of the past tense. In English, there's more than one form of past tense. There's actually 3 forms. Like you could say, I ate, I have eaten, and there's another form they don't have in German, like I was eating. That's not a tense that they are a form we have in German. In German, there is a simple past, I ate, we'll learn that later. But what we're learning now is the one that used the helping verb. Like usually in English, it's always to have. I have eaten. Let's use the example in English too. That's the wrong place. Let's use the example, eat and have eaten. And then we have other words like, let me see here, some words that are not in the list. Let's say sehen, to see. Sorry, I'm using the English. See, and it changes. Have seen, right. And then we have like, I am, but then the past participle will be I have was, I have am, I have been, right. I have been eating, look at that. It's predictive text, so I've probably been writing that word. Let's say you, I'm keep right when I English. Let me think of one here. You go, but then the past part, are you guys paying attention here? You have gone, right? You have been eaten. How did that happen? You have gone, right? Can you see it? Better? Okay. So This is the form of the past tense we're talking about. The form that uses the helping verb in English to have, and then changes the verb in some way, most always to what we call a past participle. And this is called in English and German both, it's called the perfect tense or the present perfect tense, although it's kind of confusing because it's actually past tense. But we'll call it the perfect tense, that's what it's called in German, is the helping verb plus a past participle. In English, we just know these automatically, although we didn't know them all the time. Does anyone have any younger, like 3-4-year-old siblings or cousins, nephews that you're around? Okay, so sometimes, typically, the regular way to make a verb in English a past participle or past tense sometimes is we add the letter ed to it. Does that make sense? Think of some verbs we do that with. What? Yeah, walk. I have walked.
I have worked.
Right, and then work. Thank you. So played. So we would say, have you ever heard of a younger kid though, around that age where they're really kind of starting to talk more, in a more complicated or complex way? They might say, "Oh, I've already eaten that." Right? Already eated. You heard that before? No? Yeah, like they say things like, because they know that other verbs they add ed to the end, and that just sounds right. But what they don't know is that eat is irregular. It changes to ate and then eaten, but it makes sense from other things they heard. So there is a regular way to do this in English too. And the verbs, please hear me, all the verbs on the Quizlet are irregular verbs. You notice they had kind of changes. There were different changes. Some of them they might have patterns with a few of them, but then there were different ways like sprechen to gesprochen, nehmen to genommen, but essen became gegessen, and lesen, just put a GE on the beginning, gelesen. That all different kind of ways of doing it. There is a regular way to make verbs, to take a verb from the present tense to the past participle. And let's use some examples like sagen, and geben we can't because geben's irregular. Fragen, let's take spielen, and let's take, no, we're going to make them past participles now. Not geben, because geben is irregular. So the list that I gave you, I'll say it one more time. The list that I gave you on the Quizlet, you have to memorize those. That's why they're on the Quizlet. I'm not going to give you a quiz, I don't think I'm going to, over the regular verbs because that would be too easy. I'd say, here's the verb, and there's a pattern, and that always goes the same way, and it's really easy to know what the past participle is. But I'll show you just in a minute. I'm just thinking, let's use machen also, the verb to do. Let's go back to sagen. Here's what we do. We drop off the en, so we're left with sag. All right? Then we add a T to the end, and we put a GE on the beginning. And there's your past participle. Gesagt. Hold on, let's not get ahead of ourselves, but you're probably right though. But gesagt. And what I added, apparently Grammarly doesn't speak German very well. What I added was GE on the beginning. I dropped off the EN and I added a T to the end. Now I can say, sagen is to say. So now I'm saying, I have what?
Say.
No, say becomes, in English, what? I have said. Are you guys following me? I don't know what you're looking at on your computers, though. What are you looking at on your computer? You can't see this, can you? Oh, it's on the, yeah, right here. It's on the board. No, I'll share it after class. I want you to follow me this while I explain it, though. Thank you. I don't know why. Can you close? Thank you. Thank you. Elsa, will you close, please? All right. So, sagen in English means to say. I'm going to ask everybody again. I say in English, but you say I have. Thank you. Said. Everyone knows the answer to this, right? S-A-I-D. It changes quite a bit. S-A-Y to S-A-I-D. But in German, sagen becomes gesagt. Ich habe gesagt. I have said. Fragen is to ask a question, It's gefragt. See, same thing. We're going to add the GE on the beginning, take the EN off, and add back a T. There we've got it. What about spiel? Oh, ich habe den Professor gefragt. I have asked the professor. What about spielen? Gespielt. Ich habe Fußball und Volleyball gespielt. GE on the beginning, T on the end. Machen, to do. What's that going to become? Gemacht. GE on the beginning. See the pattern here? With the regular verbs you do. Now the verbs that we're memorizing have all kinds of, well, usually EN, but there are other possibilities, right? Okay. So gesagt, gefragt, said and asked. Spielen becomes gespielt. Machen, you see there's a pattern here? The pattern is the underline in these words. Gesagt, gefragt, gespielt, gemacht. T on the end, GE on the beginning. That's how you make it. So giving a quiz over this is really unnecessary. If it's a regular verb, then you don't really need to think about it too much. Just put it into the past participle type. How do you know? It's a trick question. How do you know if a verb is regular or irregular? Should I put GE on the beginning and T on the end, or should I give it some more complex? I'll tell you how you know. How you know is it in my list that I give you? If it's in the irregular list, it's irregular. If it's not in the list, you can assume that it's regular, okay? All right. I'm not going to say much more about this, but I'll just show a couple sentences here. I could say, du hast das, that, gesagt. You've said that. Das hast du gesagt. You have said that. Wir haben den Lehrer gefragt. What have we done here? We have, what's fragen? Big question mark. Fragen. Sagen's to say, what's fragen? To ask. So what have we done? We have asked the teacher, right? Let's say here, David hat Fußball gespielt. David has what? What's the verb? Played soccer. And then here, ihr habt die Hausaufgabe gemacht. What Hausaufgabe? And what you have done your homework. Right. Ihr habt die Hausaufgabe gemacht. Now, look what you're seeing here. There's a helping verb, like in English, the verb to have, next to the subject. But in English, what comes right after that is the past. We have done. He has played. We have asked. You have done the homework. In German, though, when there's a helping verb like this, what happens to the past participle? Look where it goes. Where is it here? Where is it in every sentence? You have to look up here, though, Millie, to know the answer to the question. Gesagt. Where is it? Would you call this is in front of the period the end, Lydia? Is that fair to say? Anyone? Yeah. If it's in front of the period in the sentence, it's the last word. What about gefragt? Is that the end of the sentence? Yeah. What about gespielt? Yeah. What about gemacht? Yeah. So that's the rule. The helping verb goes next to the subject, and that past participle goes all the way to the end of the sentence. We've had this before with some other words like can and must, where we push like ich kann heute nicht spielen. I can't play today. But we push spielen to the end. Here, those were helping verbs too. These are past participle. Those are helping verbs with the past participle. The past participle goes to the end. Hast gesagt, haben gefragt, hat gespielt, habt gemacht. right? Now, the form of haben depends on the subject. We have du, wir, David, ihr. Okay. Questions? No? Outstanding. Outstanding. Let's look on our books then. You want to use your online book? What do you want to do? Okay. Well, I can pull it up here. I don't know how clear it's going to be, though. I haven't tried this yet. But let's try it. Someone needs to be the guinea pig. Manage. I want to allow that. Okay. Ah. Okay. I think this is on page 27, maybe? Yes. Oh, what a memory. Sometimes my memory is terrible. All right. Now, here's a, see how you can see this here. Does that look pretty big there, right? Oops, now I moved it off the...
Oh my God, hold it. So these prescriptions say, no,
Okay, guys, look here. Now, if I can get it to stay there. All right. Look here, please. 26, 27. So, feiern is a regular verb. Look what happens. Gefeiert. Hören, to hear. Gehört. Kaufen, to buy. See the G, E, and T. Lachen, we just had that word. Gelacht. We also just had lächeln, to smile. That's also regular. What happens to it? Tell me what it is. Gelächelt. Put a T on the end. Well, in that case, lächeln only has an N. Take off the N. Add a T. Put gelächelt. Lachen, gelacht. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Now, there's a couple of weird exceptions, like arbeiten. Look at this verb here, the first one in the list. If we take off the en, what are we left with in arbeiten? Arbeit. But because that T, that kind of hard consonant's on the end, like it could be a T, in some other cases might be like a D or an N, maybe. It's hard to pronounce a T right after it. So they add an E in there to make it, see how they add an E here? To make it pronounceable. So arbeiten really is the same rule, but just add an extra, just to make it, because double T together wouldn't make any sense, wouldn't sound any different. But gearbeitet, gearbeitet, gefeiert. Ich habe gehört. Ich habe ein neues Auto gekauft. Ich habe so gelacht. I laughed so much. Wir haben Silvester gefeiert. Maybe? Good. Let's look at these verbs here. Lernen. That's also, oops, if I can say on the thing. Lernen is regular, so it becomes, can you see that okay? Pretty big, huh? Yeah. I'm at 800% now. Gelernt. Now here's one where we have to add an extra E because for whatever, that double, see there's an N right here, and that works, gelernt. But for some reason, this double FN, try to pronounce that if you didn't have the E. Geöffnet, like it's hard. It works with gelernt, just the flow of the word with there's only, two consonants there, and okay, we can slip another, but for some reason, in the, orthography, I guess is the right word, it doesn't work. Geöffnet. Sagen, I just had, sagen is what? I'm looking at right here. Most all of these, except for two, G, E, and T. These are the exceptions in arbeitet, gearbeitet, geöffnet. Spielen, we had gespielt. Tanzen, we had what's tanzen? What does it mean, by the way? I can't hear you. To dance? Yeah. Spielen is what? Play. Sagen? Say. Öffnen? Open. Lernen. Good. What about arbeiten? Arbeiten? Work. Feiern, we just had. Feiern. Guys, feiern. Tell again. Celebrate. Hören. Hear. Kaufen. Money. What? To buy. Lachen. Lächeln. Smile. It's not on the list, but okay. L umlaut A CHELN. That what you put down? Are we done? Does that mean we're done? I guess that means we're done. Bitte schön. I'm say goodbye to your friends that are tuned in. Graham and Lydia, at least are tuned in. Okay. Tschüss, Kinder. I'll share this document with. I'm talking to the people online. So you guys, I'll share this document with you, and be sure to look at the Quizlet for your quiz next Thursday, the one we went over yesterday. Okay. Schönes Wochenende und tschüss.